Terrible. then we walked over to the race car, and Richard Jackson and the guys, they were changing everything. They were changing all 4 springs. They were changing shocks, sway bars. They moved the tracking bar. I asked Rick, said, what do you think now? He said, well, it couldn't get any worse, so it has to be better. And earlier on, he lost a lap because they had rounded off one of the lug nuts on a pit stop, and they had to come in and make an unscheduled stop later on, so that's what cost Rick.
All right, thank you, John. Rick Mass from Rockbridge, Baths, Virginia. Now, it appears as if Davey Allison, well, the interval is shrinking. Let's put it that way.
But look at Schrader. He's coming back on there again.
Staying right with him after Gant went around him. Schrader has stayed right with him, and they have continued to gain on Davey Allison.
You know, some people have said that Davey Allison be thinking about fuel mileage and trying to make one stop. I don't think so. I don't believe they could go from the last time they stopped to the end of the race with one stop.
No, I don't think that's the consideration here. That car has slowed down. Here's Gant just moving around him with ease, it looks like.
Yep. Gant heads for second spot. Gets it from Davey Allison. Harry Gant is now second. Jerry is with Larry McReynolds.
Well, actually, Bob, I was standing with Larry a minute ago, and he just grabbed the signboard and said, hey, we got a pit. We're waiting for Davey to come in next time. They're going to bring Davey Allison down pit road. The car suddenly developed a serious push, and Davey had to roll out of the throttle. That could mean a couple of different things as far as the car's concerned. They're going to come down pit road here momentarily and make a 4-tire change. About 6 or 7 laps earlier than they really wanted to pit, but now Larry McReynolds, who is the crew chief of the Texaco Haviland Ford, watching up toward turn 3. There are only 3 turns here at Pocono, holding the big 28 signboard out, waiting for his driver to make an entry on the pit road.
He's not going to this time. Schrader is beneath him, and I don't think he locked his entrance to pit road. He's going to go another lap.
And I tell you, Davey came off that flat corner and did push very, very high on the racetrack.
Could have a tire leaking down that right front. Could be leaking just ever so slowly. Because of that push that he's talking about. And it won't really hurt him that much, especially if this thing goes green the rest of the way. Because I think everybody's going to have to make 2 more stops. And so Davey can stop now and still make it on 1 more stop.
We're 64 laps from the end of this race. 136 have been completed. So, yeah, 2 more pit stops between now and the end of the race. Right, Jerry?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, Bob. They're going to have to make at least 1 more. To comment more on Davey Allison, they think that it's probably a right front tire going down. This spoke with Joey just a minute ago, and Joey he will be the one who will be changing that front tire. And now as Davey makes an entry on the pit road, Larry McReynolds puts the signboard over. We'll watch this Texaco Haviland crew that's been awfully good on pit road all year long. You saw them practicing pit stops early in the year on one of the features we did at their shop in Charlotte. And we'll see how well they can do it now, having been put under the pressure of a green flag stop. Here is Davey stopping the car. They cleaned the windshield. And let's listen to the air guns as this crew now goes to work and will change all 4 tires. Listen in. .3 seconds, and he is away.
Dale Jarrett is in the pits, and here's John Kernan.
Well, they had just been told by NASCAR that they needed to pick up the pace or else they were going to be black flagged to come in. So they now will come in. They're going to check the timing on the car. They also are in the back of the car. What they're doing there is they're changing the fuel filter on the fuel pump back there. They think that possibly that could be the problem. They may have had some junk in the fuel filter, so they will do that. They have now check the car, put the hood down. Dale Jarrett will be down and away to see if they have fixed it. They had also talked about putting the old carburetor back on the race car, and the work is completed. Jarrett is away.
Interstate Battery Chevrolet back out on the racetrack. We're glad you could join us on this Sunday afternoon for our live coverage of the Champion Sparkplug 500.
You know, you just can't put a value on it.
Danger for Davey Allison is sometimes you'll stick your head and your arms up inside the car during a pit stop when you take the tire off. Exactly what are you doing? And that's a pretty easy question. I've got one of 3 things on my mind that I'm looking for. I'm looking for this right here, this brake pad at a place like Martinsville, Wilkesboro, or a road course where we use a lot of brakes because these cars are so heavy. I'll sneak a peek in there and make sure that we've got enough to go the duration of the race. Second, take this little ratchet, I carry it in my mouth over there, and I either screw down or up depending on what he wants to do, make the car loose or tight. Do that real quick. But third, we start the race with a half a rubber in all 4 springs. What I'll do is take the tire off and I'll stick my hand in there, notice the little handle, and I'll slide this baby out and hold the spring with this hand to make sure it stays in the bucket, because it will turn on you and I'll be defeating my purpose. But this is a quick fix, and Davey seems to really like these, and we've won a lot of races by doing this. It takes about 3 seconds to do this, but it really helps us make up ground on the racetrack.
And making up ground on the racetrack right now is Kyle Petty, but he is headed for pit road. The leader comes in. Jerry?
And a scheduled pit stop for Kyle Petty. He will need one more stop, probably about 20 laps to go, to make it the rest of the way. And now the mellow yellow Pontiac driver looking for win number 1 in 1993. Comes in a hurry and jumps on the throttle and the brake pedal at the same time as he revs the engine up here and comes to a halt. Crew now cleaning the windshield. They make a chassis adjustment in the right rear. There's a ratchet in the right rear window. 1 round and a half basically being put in the car. Now left side tires going on. The car is full of fuel, and the mellow yellow crew pull the jack. 18.8 seconds for a pit stop for Kyle Petty. Let's go up to John Kernan.
Sterling Marlin's team has already put on right side tires. Left side tires are going on. Remember, we had told you he'd run so well only to get a bad set of tires last time. And Sterling Marlin's heading down pit road. Jimmy Hensley with the left side tires going on. His car, Dale Earnhardt, is also in. Hensley still working on it. Harry Gant also is heading down pit road.
This is going to be the race on pit road. Kyle Petty, the Leo Jackson crew, Charlie Presley crew. Who is going to win the race? Renter to stop. The jack goes under. 2 bumps, 18.8. Remember, Kyle Petty, that was the time. And it looked to me like Harry Gant was gaining on Kyle Petty. Charlie Presley goes around to the left side. Billy Abernathy changing, trying to look us on the right front.
They're going to lose this battle in the pits.
Yes, it is. 20, 21, 21.7. Harry Gant's away.
More than 3 seconds longer than Kyle Petty's pit stop.
And Kyle Petty is already going in turn 1. So, yes, he lost quite a bit on that pit stop exchange.
Morgan Shepherd also comes out of the pits.
Clark Sterling Marlin, we've been talking about his good pit stops at about 19 4/10 seconds, so he did have a very good pit stop.
John, what's the situation on Dale Jarrett's car?
Well, it sounds like they got the problem fixed. It wasn't the fuel filter was clogged up, guys. The fuel line from the fuel filter was loose, therefore it was leaking. Not enough pressure pushing that fuel through the carburetor. It was as simple as that. They had talked about all kinds of different possibilities. Now let's go down to Jerry Punch.
And the Meineke Muffler crew, Bobby Allison Motorsports team, now Jimmy Finnick and company, go to work on Jimmy Spencer's car from nearby Berwick, Pennsylvania. As they will change all 4 tires, clean a lot of debris from the front grill section, clean the windshield. Looks to be pretty much routine. No chassis adjustment as of yet on that Meineke Muffler Ford Thunderbird. Left side tires going on. Trouble now with the jack. They cannot get the jack underneath the left side of the car. They had a good pit stop going. The car fell off the jack. Now they picked the car up, put the jack back underneath. 27 seconds, 28 seconds. A lot of time here in the pits as Kenny Schrader's car now comes down pit road. They are still on the left side of the car number 12.
Oh, man.
44 seconds for the car number 12 of Jimmy Spencer. And here is Kenny Schrader, the Kodiak Chevrolet on pit road, as the crew gets in to go to work on that car. Schrader, 3 top 5 finishes in his last 3 starts. A new track record in qualifying here at Pocono, Pennsylvania. 1 can of fuel going in. 2nd can going in. Left side tires. Looks to be a good pit stop for the Kodiak crew. Left side tires already on. Lug knots being fastened. And they pull the jack. 20, a little over 20 seconds. This Schrader pulls away.
But Davey Allison, Kyle Petty's been by. Davey Allison's been by. Harry Gant's been by. And Schrader will go back in the race in 4th place.
So Kyle Petty still has the lead of this race, with next to the last pit stops being completed. Now we'll show you the interval from Kyle Petty back to the second